Welcome to the Thundercast, your Marshall Athletics podcast produced by the fans, for the fans. We're bringing you the thundering word on the thundering herd each and every week. So keep it right here. The Thundercast is on the loose.
All right, we're live here over at the Stadium Store at Joan C. Edwards Stadium. Spring game weekend. Man, it's already been a great weekend. Had a huge event last night for the Herb Brothers reunion, and we wanted to come over here. There's a couple of great things going on. One, the Stadium Store is open, first and foremost.
Stadium Store is open. The Herd Zone Stadium Store on the west lot inside Joan C. Edwards Stadium. That means you don't even need gear to come to the spring game because they got you covered. Pick yourself up a ticket. $5 gets you in the gates. $20 will get you a spot on the west lot. You can come out and tailgate with us. Come inside, see Brett and the crew here inside the Stadium Store. Get geared up with fresh herd gear, some exclusive herd gear, by the way. We'll talk about that in a little bit. They can outfit your whole family. You literally need nothing. You can be fresh and ready for the 2026 season right here and get it all today inside the Herd Zone Stadium Store.
Let's cut out all excuses someone may have. This may seem very simple for everyone, but where is the Stadium Store? It's the center of the parking lot. There's a brick facade in the very middle of Joan C. Edwards Stadium, and it says Herd Zone right there. And to the right of that brick, there's an entrance to the Stadium Store. You can go when this concourse behind us is open. You can go from the store into here. So I'm sure you've seen it at some point while you're in here. But if you're coming for the first time, you're like, hey, new fans of Marshall, come to the spring game. First time I'm here, player is here for the first time, so you're not familiar. That's where it is. Center of the stadium, brick facade, right to the right of that. Walk through the door, you're right in the Herd Zone Stadium, right here where we're at.
So let's talk about some gear, right? That's what you really care about. If you're coming in here to shop, you want to know, what do they have? How big is the selection? Do they have some cool stuff? Is it the same stuff I'm seeing everywhere? No, they have a selection of t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, game day goods like footballs and tailgating type things. You can get the striped overalls here in the store that you see in the student section all over the place. They've got some throwback type jerseys here that are for sale. You can get anything that you want to look really sweet. You can outfit your entire family. Like I said, there's a selection of men's, women's, and children's apparel. I would suggest that if you're coming on the lot, you at least come inside. And see what they have.
Yeah.
This is one of 3 locations. Obviously, you may not know that. You have the Stadium Store, the Herd Zone Stadium Store on the west side of Joan C. Edwards Stadium. You also have the Marshall Bookstore inside of the Memorial Student Center. And now the Herd Zone Stadium Store inside of Jack Cook Field. That'll be your 3rd location, so you can get outfitted if you catch a baseball game this weekend, which the Herd is in town playing Old Dominion on a 3-game series. Got a big win last night to kick the series off. Going to be first pitch will be after the spring game today. So you really have no excuses not to come down, tailgate, watch some football, get some new gear, and then go watch baseball over at Jack Cook Field. It's going to be a great day.
And then they also have the pop-up store because they don't have a store location at softball or at soccer. They just take it over there. There's going to be anytime softball's in town. If soccer, this spring league, they didn't miss a game of that. They haven't missed a game at the Dot yet. They can take right from the Stadium Store inside the Jack, walk over their mobile checkout, their mobile gear that they have, just racks of clothes and gear and everything. Set up a table right there. You can get it at the Dot. You can get it at the Jack. You can get it right here at Joan C. Edwards Stadium. Get it at the Marshall Campus Bookstore. And then at soccer, you can get it as well. But let's talk real quick. Today is the spring game. And because you're here for the spring game, the fountain ceremony is today, 11:30. Don't miss that. They have an exclusive shirt that we've featured several times on the Thundercast, but it's right above KD and I right here in the middle. Black shirt. You can see the back of it with the wording on the back of this shirt, all about the fountain. And then the front has that killer throwback interlocking MU that we love so much.
Yeah, the interlocking 1971 MU, which is my favorite logo that Marshall has in the arsenal. These are that's an exclusive to this store. So, or these Herd Zone stores. They were in stock in the spring for the spring ceremony, or in the fall for the fall ceremony. Out of stock now, back in stock. You'll be able to pick those up today if you're coming down to go to the fountain ceremony. This will be the only place you can get those at these Herd Zone Stadium stores. I have one. I wore it last night. I felt like it was appropriate for the weekend.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be a little bit warmer today. Wanted to go short sleeve, but that is just one of a few of the exclusive items that you can get here inside the Herd Zone Stadium stores. Also included these branded Bills hats. There's 3 or 4 different designs, and these things are sweet, man. You got 3D logos on the front, rubberized logos, super soft touch hats, stretchy material, very breathable. These are awesome. I'm telling you, I may have to pick up 1 or 2. So you better get here early. I think Russ and I might actually wipe out some of the stock that's here with some of this sweet gear.
You're a hat dude.
I am.
And when you walk into a place like this, it's almost like back in the day going into Lids or something. You go in, you're like, I need 3 of those, 2 of those, 8 of those.
Well, it's when I see something that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you see it then, that's the time to buy it because you might not see it again.
And you're in Florida. So you walk in here and there's going to be a lot of people here that are in for this weekend that they can't get this where they live because they don't live here in the tri-state. So this is the time to get it. When you walk in and you say, I've got to have that hat. This is the first time I've seen it. So yeah, but you got hats, you got shirts, you got all kinds of stuff over here. You got teddy bears, you got these mini helmets, the green helmet. Sick, man. Love it.
So that brings a good point. You're talking about a mini helmet after the spring game today. There's going to be an autograph session on the field, and you're going to have to be able to take part in that. So you're going to want something to get signed. Mini helmets are perfect for that. The green helmets that debuted in the 25 season, super sweet. This is a great item to get signed. But
Brett, give us a football too for the signing. But go ahead with the helmet signing.
Well, that's what I was also going to say. There's also autograph style footballs here that Nike team footballs, the Vapor Max footballs. So you can have a couple of different choices of items if you don't bring something already. But that's something we can't forget about is you're going to $5 admission gets you the game. You're going to get your first glimpse of this new class. You're going to get your first glimpse of this 2026 herd, which we heard last night is vastly different from the year before because of the amount of players that were able to be retained. So it's got a little more excitement going around the herd fan base, and that's going to be on display here in just a few short hours on Jones C. Edwards Stadium. But after that $5 admission also gets you access to the field for the autograph session with the team and the coaches. So you're getting a 2-for-1 today, and I mean, we're tailgating outside, so you can come and eat for free too.
That's right. Come out, eat for free, bring whatever you want to drink. We'll try to fit it in our coolers if we have room. But you supply the drinks, we're going to supply the food, and it's a lot of it. I want to hit that just real quick to try to entice some people down here. We've got Smoker out here on the lot. It's been out all evening, all night long. We're going to have pulled pork. We're going to have pork belly burn-ins. The best thing ever.
They're
I'm
good.
telling you, they're so delicious. Smoked chicken. We've got wings, thighs, and legs. We got smoked mac and cheese, baked beans, buns and slaw if you want to make them into a sandwich, and an assortment of desserts that are coming anytime, going to be brought over there. Karen LeGrand, fan of the Thundercast, friend of the Thundercast, tailgating partner of the Thundercast, is making some desserts, and she'll have those out there.
Yeah, you really can have a great time for a relatively low amount of money. If you got a family of 4, think about it. If you want to get a spot on the West Lot and you're going to get 4 tickets, that's $40. You can't have that much fun anywhere else for what you're going to be able to get for $40 today.
Yeah, and just to clarify, we don't want to mislead anybody. It says $5. I think the convenience fee on here, if you're doing at the thing, the $5 was if you got it in person.
Right.
The ticket office before. It might be $8, but still $8 to come in here and watch the new look Marshall Thundering Herd, and then to get on the field, meet them, meet the coaches, get autographs and all that. It's a very, very cool thing. You can come and park. You can don't have to park in the lot. You can park and walk over here for free, and you can eat for free at our tailgate. And that's all thanks to Landscaping by Hillcrest for allowing us to give you free food today.
So if you come down early, let's say you hit the lot at 10:30, 11 o'clock, you're going to have plenty of time to come in here and shop first
That's
because
right.
they're open right now. The Herd Zone Stadium store is open right now. The doors are wide open. You can come in here, shop, get yourself lined out with some fresh gear, then go over and get your belly full. Maybe pick up something on the way back in for the autograph session after the game. Go enjoy some football. Back out for maybe another little bit of food to get your belly topped off again. And then we're all heading over to Jack Cook Field to watch baseball after that.
That's right.
So this is a full-on Herd Athletics day, and it all starts with the Herd Zone Stadium store right here inside Jones C. Edwards Stadium.
And there's going to be an added attraction. This book here that I'm going to hold up says "Let's Cheer with Marco," and it's by Michelle D. Calanta, and she's going to be in here very soon to do some signings and everything. Great book to have for the little ones in your family, or just something. I know I'm this way. I know you're this way to the max. To have everything Marshall. This is just something to put on your display, and have that. But she wrote this. It's a try to show you. It's got illustration in here, so you don't even have to read well like KD over here. You can just look at the pictures if you need to, and it'll tell you the story.
Not much of a reader, more of a movie and TV guy.
He's got 6 books. 2 of them hadn't even been colored in yet.
I somehow managed to graduate with a degree without ever cracking a book. I don't know how that happened,
Well,
but
you
it
know,
happened.
12 years, I think they just.
If you stick around long enough, they pay you to go away. That's right.
It's a running joke that I crack on KD here, but he graduated and I did not. I ended up leaving school before I did, so it's all in good fun. So
Yeah, but still, the point is, this is kind of the kickoff to what most fans view as their athletic season, right? It's spring game weekend. You finally get that taste of football after the season's end, after the lull through the winter. You get recruiting a little bit to wet your palate. You get spring practices a little bit to wet your palate. You get us talking every week to wet your palate. But now you get to come out and see it. You get to hear pads popping. You get to hear whistles blowing. There's people in the stands. There's tailgating going on. That in and of itself is the vibe most people are waiting on. And it's all here today. I mean, look, we're sitting inside. We're a good 100 yards away from the smoker, and I can smell our food inside the store.
Yeah.
So it is definitely in the air. I mean, there's no two ways about it. We had a great time last night talking to some folks that were excited about the spring game tomorrow or today. Also, as part of the spring game, they're going to have the Herd Brothers, the football alumni, will be recognized during the game. They're going to be taking a group photo and all that stuff. So some of your all-time favorites were in attendance last night, and you may have an opportunity to talk to those guys too. I know some of those guys really particularly like that. They told us that firsthand last night.
Yeah.
That they love talking about their playing days and reliving those memories and hearing how much it means to Herd fans and the impact that they had on those people just for watching them play football.
Let me throw out a name that anyone that is our age or older is very familiar with. I talked to him last night, and I said the key thing to me is the younger generation just did not have the YouTube highlights that they could see of him and how great he was. But running back, Hall of Fame running back Chris Parker, who holds every Marshall rushing record, he's here. He's here this weekend. We talked to him last night. We'll have part of a cool video, some content that we shot last night. We got to sit down and talk to him. But we're going to have an opportunity to see him here. If you're up in the deck, he's going to be in the deck. All these people today that are in the deck, if you got deck passes, you're going to see all these Herd Brothers that are here. And that's what's so cool about this. I mentioned last night it's 4.5-ish months since the end of last season. It's 4.5-ish months until the fall season starts. So you're right at that midway point. You're starving for Marshall football, and this is the weekend. I see some people parking and walking by right now. The lots are getting ready to start filling up. They just opened at 9:00, and we've already got people in here. It's going to be an epic day.
That also brings up another good point about spring game. Let's say you're solo. You want to come down. You don't have just you and a buddy or something, like you and the wife. and you're like, we'd like to do it, but we'd like to do it a little bit better. You can get deck passes as well for the spring game. $50 with online fees. It'll be 53 and some change, maybe.
$53.
$53 that gets you admission onto the Dutch Miller deck, where all the Herd brothers are going to be, where more than just them, a lot of people will be out there.
It's free food, and today it's Buddy's. During the season, it's Backyard and Peddler. But Buddy's Barbecue has free food up there for you. If you're not going to have the best barbecue in the world out here at our tailgate, you get here a little late, whatever. It's going to open up 1 hour before a kick. So at 2:00, you can walk on the 3rd Avenue side, go in the front door of the Shoey. You walk in, you get your credential after you bought your pass to get there, and you're on the deck, inside, outside. You got free food, you got free drinks. That's water, soft drinks, and beer.
Mm-hmm. And one of the coolest views inside Joan C. Edwards Stadium. It's a really cool value when you start to factor in, oh, well, this is a one-stop pass. Like, I don't need food. I don't need anything to drink. It's air conditioned if I get too hot. If I want to go outside and watch the game a little bit, I can do that as well. The opportunity to maybe see and talk to some of your favorites from the past.
That's right.
Is also there. You've got access to the field through the side of the deck. You go down, you'll be field level. There's covered seats with chair back, nice soft foam seats to sit on and relax and watch the game a little bit. It's a really, really great value. And if you're thinking about, well, maybe I want to get deck passes for the season, but I'm not sure. Well, this is a great way to dip your toe in the water and see if it's something that you might enjoy for the entirety of a football season. So a lot of options on the table for you to get out today. There's no reason to sit at home on this gorgeous Saturday, right? It's all Kelly Green today. We're going to watch some football. We're going to watch some baseball. We're going to eat some great food. It might as well be early September.
Yeah,
right.
And I'm going to be so depressed after this weekend because I have to wait until September before this repeats itself. But that's just all the more reason to come out today. Like I said, it's right dead in the center of that valley of no Marshall football, and now you get it. And we have a lot of returning players from last year, but we got some new faces as well that you're going to want to get out and see, familiarize. Who took that step? I'm not going to mention a name, but there was a player that was told to us last night that when he was here last year, he now has had a chance after 1 year to just elevate his game.
Yeah.
So it's something you definitely want to come out and see.
Well, this year's team versus last year's team has some things going for it that we didn't have last year, and namely the assembling of a team. Like Tony Gibson and his staff, he not only had to assemble a staff, but he also had to largely assemble a team. We all remember the headlines from a couple of years ago.
74 players.
Right? And it's just not that way anymore.
Yeah.
We were told that some guys that had other offers and other opportunities to go elsewhere chose to stay at Marshall because of what is being built this year. So when I hear things like that from people that know, that doesn't tell me this is a slow rebuild. It tells me that they're expecting to win now, because some of those guys that could have been impactful in other places maybe see like, okay, we could be a contender this year.
Talked about replacing production in 2025. I mean, besides Toby Payne and besides a few tackles on the defensive side of the ball, there wasn't a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have those returners coming back. You've got QB1, QB2 are both coming back. You've got Joshawn Barbie coming back and running back. You got multiple wide receivers and tight ends that had
Norton and Tamarez returned, basically your 1 and 2, and then that was bolstered through the transfer portal with a lot of exciting players. That wide receiver room is really something that I'm excited to get a glimpse at today.
I am too.
And of course, Toby Payne's back.
Toby Payne's back. Tracy Stevens is back.
Yeah.
The tight end room looks great, and both of those were here last year for tight end, but this is one more year that they've been here plus in this system. So that's the key for me is, last year it was replacing a system. It was replacing every position almost. This year it's not. You've got players that stayed that were familiar with the position, and then the newcomers that are coming in are allowed to, just integrate right in. But be fun to look at. totally new defense. We'll talk about that real quick.
Completely new defense.
Yeah.
Brad Lambert comes on as defensive coordinator. Last year, it was what it was.
Mhm.
But we expect a completely different scheme this year, completely different makeup. 2 years ago, it was a 4-2-5. Last year, it was a 3-3-5. And
Mhm.
this year, we expect to see a few more maybe down linemen, maybe a 4 down lineman set, more of those, or at least more often.
Mhm.
Right? We had an opportunity to speak with some folks that were really high on the defensive line, or at least I did last night. I think you were talking to legend running back Chris Parker last night, and I was over talking about defensive line.
Yeah.
But I got some insights on some things, made me feel really good in an area that, well, let's face it, there was a question mark now because 2-3 weeks ago, Ralph Street takes a job with the Cleveland Browns, which best of luck to Ralph. Obviously, we want to see him succeed. Love to have him back one day if those planets align.
Love to have him back today.
So there were some late changing things that had to evolve in the process here. And then just 2 to 3 short weeks later, now we're at spring ball. And you got to remember there's one portal season now. So there's once you've made your moves have been made.
Yeah.
So I got some insight into the defensive line last night and made me feel a lot better about something I obviously knew nothing about because there was a sudden change, right?
Well, I've heard Coach Gibson that's made, not talking to me directly, but Paul Swan has shared his interviews from post practices, and he has talked about how high he is on the defensive backfield. Remember, that was one of the issues that caused us. I famously had that, thing of we were in the top or bottom 5 of 20-yard chunk plays,
Yep.
30-yard chunk plays, 40, 50, all the way up to 90. We were some dead last in the country in those. And this year, he says that he is really high on some of those players that came back from last year, but also some newcomers that came in that he thinks that that's going to be a big strength. So if we're talking about defensive line and defensive backfield that should be better, we just have not heard from a linebacker or at least I haven't, or a linebacking coach in the interviews that I've heard. But defense sounds like that it's going to be bigger, better, stronger, faster, everything.
You would expect that in the second year
Mhm.
of one of the best defensive minds in the country anyway, in Tony Gibson. Now you team him up with another great defensive mind, Brad Lambert, who's been here before, who's put great defenses on the field in the Jones before. You get those two guys together alone. We don't even talk about anybody else.
That's right.
Right? Those two guys alone, and the retention from the year before, augmenting that with some new pieces from the portal and through high school recruiting. You can't help but think there's going to be an uptick in production.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not building a roster anymore, for one. You're bolstering your roster. You know a lot of what you've got coming back. And you're breaking in a new scheme, but I think it's more of a case of more of the right pieces in the right fit.
Sure.
Right? So I'm not going to, like last year obviously was not like square pegs and round holes. It wasn't that.
Right.
But I can't get past, like, you had to build a roster.
Yeah.
You get what you can get. We had great talented guys. Some of them left, went on to different opportunities. Some guys we expect to take a leap this year. Some youngsters that played really well will have a larger role this year. But if you just don't look at any other data point other than retention and augmentation, you have to feel better, right? You have to feel better.
But we're going to put a pin in that because we have a show coming out from our tailgate at 1:00 that will also be live, and we're going to be a lot more football centric. So we're going to wrap it up here by talking about some more stuff in the Stadium Store. Maybe you joined us late. If you did, you can always go back and watch this from the start. But we have a signing if you missed it. And you can come in here and get your football. You got mini helmets, you got hats, you got a bunch of different things. But after the first half of this football game today, you get to go on the field and get signed. And where better than right here at the stadium? You don't have to bring something from home. Come in here, get something that would look great in a trophy case, look good in a shadow box, whatever you want to do. and put it in your man cave, put it out for everybody to see, get these signatures of the coaches, players, and all that. Got great exclusive gear. You know, it's not just gear that you can get anywhere else, exclusive gear. I'm going to have Mr. Brett Riffey. Oh, never mind. He's got it up for us right now. Brett is a herd brother himself here and is kind of running the store here at the campus over at the Jack. And he was a long snapper here in the early 2000s. He has put this jersey right above KD. He's put it out for us already. But the greatest martial athlete of all time, Randy Moss, got his number on it. And this is the new jersey that they debuted last year. So you can get those right in here. It's as soon as you walk through the door, you're going to see those. And they've got them in every size that you need. So get one for you, get one for the kids, get one for your friends, whatever. But they got those right here. They're slick. If you want to look like what the players are looking like out on the field while repping 88 for Randy Moss, doesn't get any better than that.
I'll tell you what, if you're like me, and I know a lot of Herd fans are, they wake up every day and they're ready to figure out what they're going to wear. And they pull that drawer open or they open the closet up and it's just a slew of Kelly green, white, and black t-shirts. And you're like, what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear? And you get tired of grabbing the same old ones. And it's just time to get some fresh gear. And if you're not a jersey guy, those are sweet, by the way. Love the varsity stripe on the on the sleeve. If you're not a jersey guy, you got to come in here and get the store exclusive Fountain Ceremony T-shirt.
Here's the back of
It is so
we're gonna
cool.
have the front with the interlocking M shown here in a second. And while
I'll grab it. I'll grab it.
He's gonna grab that. You bring that over here, and I'll talk to you. Yeah.
I'll grab it. Get up.
Yeah, you heard him say that there are 5 here in the store.
There's about to be 4 because I don't think I'm going to walk out of here without one of those.
So,
But anyway,
you've got a chance to get down here immediately to get one of 4 that are left, and that's about it.
so here's the front of the Fountain Ceremony T-shirt. Like I said, the interlocking 1971 MU with the swoosh on the shoulder, if that's your thing. Awesome kind of lightweight black long sleeve tee with, of course, the
Hold that up a second so they can see if you got one in the fall.
Yeah.
You're going to have the ones in the spring have this different. And this is exactly what is printed on the plaque at the fountain.
at the fountain. Yeah.
This is exactly it. So even if you got one in the fall and you say, well, I'd like to have what it said exactly on there, it's it's a reorder, but with that reorder, they said, let's get another exclusive. So you got 2 different exclusives here. If you want to buy both of them, one has the exact wording that's on the plaque.
Yeah, the ones you'll pull off the shelf now have the same exact wording that is on the plaque on the fountain in the Memorial Plaza.
Mhm.
So just a couple of the exclusive items that are here at the Herd Zone Stadium store. I'm telling you, for all the other retailers in town, you can pick up some stuff, and we're not saying you can't, but if you want those special items that you can't get anywhere else, there's a handful of them right here and at all of the Herd Zone Stadium store locations. Again, on the west lot inside the Joan, the Marshall Bookstore inside the Memorial Student Center, and now at the Herd Zone Stadium store at Jack Cook Field. And of course, you can always shop online. Just Google Marshall Bookstore, follow the links, and that's going to take you straight to this store. I'm going to put this back over on the rack, but yeah, man. Oh, here, let me put another one of these hats up here so you can talk about that bad boy. Another branded Bill hat. Hey,
So, you running this? With him? Yes,
That's what we like to hear.
Plenty of custom gear, plenty of exclusive gear. You come in here and tell Brett some ideas of what you'd like to see. You never know. Brett may say, let's get that order.
It's a great idea.
That is a great idea. I'm gonna jump in on that. So yeah, so this is super cool. Obviously, being alumni, former player, gets me very excited. But just that whole family community feel, we crave the feedback from all of you. Yes, we're the Herd Zone Stadium Store, the campus bookstore. We're at the Jack. I'm gonna give a shout out to Glenn's. Not affiliated whatsoever, but they're allowed to exist and be a partner. Like, we love doing stuff with them. There's product that we get in that gets split amongst them. Glenn's will always be a staple in Huntington, and we want to give them that quick shout out too. But stuff that's coming. Wait till you see some of the new Nike gear for next season. I have all the pictures. We're actually getting it to Coach Gibson to show what we'll have in store. That way he can pick the things he likes and we'll purchase. And in turn, you can buy what Coach is wearing, which is everyone's goal, to look like the team, like the coaches.
That's what everybody wants.
Everybody.
We talk about that every time. KD has mentioned that since as long as I've known him. And we've been talking about Marshall Athletics, as he said. I and everyone want to wear what the coaches are wearing on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, I know it might happen. There's probably going to be something in the comments. Where'd Brett get his sleeveless hoodie? Sorry, it's really old and I shouldn't be wearing it today. But guess what? There's 2 of them coming in the fall.
Yeah.
So there's those things that are going to get people excited. And I think the biggest one too is from the student athletes. They talked about it last night. Like, student athletes do everything. NIL is such a great opportunity. We're so focused on growing that at our bookstores. We are slated to have a heat press for next season, where we'll be pressing players' jerseys live in store, so you can buy them. Literally, tell me I want Jason Clark number 10. I make it for you. 10 minutes later, it's in your hands. You're wearing it around the game. But I'm gonna give the seat back to the better looking guy.
Thank you.
We're gonna wrap this up because we got some tailgate prep to do. So KD, hit me with everything that you need to do before we do that.
I just can't tell you enough. Like, you got to come in here and get your hands on some of the exclusive gear. These hats, these shirts, these jerseys, the WNIT shirts. You ain't going to get them anywhere else, right? So you might as well pop in, make this part of your trip today, and come and see Brett, talk to the staff, tell them what you like. You hit a great point. You hit a great point. So come and see us, get your belly full out at the tailgate, go inside, watch some football, go back outside, get your belly full again. Let's go watch some baseball. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. And other than that, I'm done. I just want to get this tailgate started.
What a great day, and it's just started. What a great weekend, that we got to kick off with last night. Heard greats all around. Can't stress enough, if you want to see some of them, you'll interact with them. They're going to be walking from the Shuey building, the deck. They're going to be walking from 11 o'clock down to the fountain ceremony. They're walking with the team. So you will see those guys there. So if you see somebody, you're down here tailgating, you're like, oh, hey, I recognize that person. I want to see if I can talk to him, and let him know how much he meant to me as a kid or a teen or an adult or whatever, watching him play. You can do that. You got the opportunity. Where else can you do that except for right here at Jones C. Edwards Stadium today? And I'm going to tell you, whether you see us inside the stadium store, whether you see us up at the deck and on the field, or whether you see us out in the tailgate lot, directly outside of this room, we have an RV, a huge smoker, so much food we don't know what to do with besides give it to you. It's all thanks to landscaping by Hillcrest.com. But no matter where you see us, we're always going to be saying, go Herd. It's the Thundercast, and we'll see you right now.
Later.
I know you did.